I'm doing a vlog again. Okay, so this is gonna be a behind the scenes kind of thing. I'll stop spinning. So my cousins and my friend Cheyenne, this is Cheyenne, that's Dylan, and then Jordan over there. They have been filming a podcast for the last 3 months or so. Well, I guess it's more than that now.
Since January.
Yeah, so about 5 months. And they invited me to be a guest. So, with me being me, I decided that I wanted to ask them a couple of questions because I've always been interested in a podcast, but I've never actually been a part of one. I've never tried to make one. I've just sat and talked to you guys a couple of times. So, I have a couple questions for them, and I wanted to share with you guys and give you kind of a behind-the-scenes look of how their podcast kind of works. So I hope you enjoy, and if you're seeing this, that means that podcast is live, which means you should go over to Bonzai Theory on YouTube and watch, because I think it'll be great. It better be great. So...
I hope it's great.
I mean, I'm here, so it's going to be great, obviously.
I'm sure she'll put a link at the bottom of her video description as well.
The link will be down below. So, without further ado, here we go. So, these questions are going to be aimed at all of you guys, so feel free to jump in wherever you like. My first question is, how do each of you prepare for a podcast?
It really kind of just depends, right? Like, at the beginning, we used to do it in my living room, or not my living room, in my bedroom. Mm-hmm. So, we used to, like, literally tear my room apart, like lift my bed up and move everything out of the room, set the table up and everything like that. So that's how we like physically prepare for it. But since we now have a studio, we can just sit down and do it. But how we would do like question wise, we would just think of something, or like I asked her for today to come up with some kind of activity that we could do, or like we have done a whole like the longest rapid fire, if any of you guys are familiar with it as of yet, but I would just go and look up some interesting questions and come up with some stuff. So it's just not a lot of work as of yet, but I'm sure the more that we go, the more we're gonna have to prepare and stuff like that, the more time we put in.
So. Or just having your topic ready.
Yeah, that's fair. Any input from you, Mike Man?
The mic man.
The mic man.
Said, I normally would be moving the computers and all that stuff, but now, it obviously, so it kind of depends. Sometimes Dylan would say, hey, bring a topic, or he'd say, hey, I did the trivia that one time. He said, hey, you should do some trivia questions. So a lot of it just comes from Dylan, what he wants to do, since it's kind of his show he's hosting. So I end up just doing whatever he asked me to do, along with all of this. So I'm right now just doing all the setup, doing all that, so.
Yeah, I mean,
figuring everything.
That's pretty dope. Actually, I'd like to get a little bit of a view of what you're doing here. I see you've got the green screen up and things like that, so just give us a little rundown.
So, yeah, I have, in here, there's a green screen so that I can show myself. If you get, I can show you. So we're doing OBS. I use OBS, and the green screen is so that I can be here in the corner. The no signal would be coming from the camera. So I have OBS right here, and then I'm going to be doing timestamps over here. I have a multi-view that shows me all the scenes that I can use. I have this so that I can see that monitor over there that you guys can see, so I can control all of that. And then I have Google, because you always need Google.
That's way sick.
And then I have this mic here so that I can contribute to the conversations. And there's some soundproofing here. I should probably turn my light on so that it's lit in here a little bit better.
Get lit.
Get lit. And then there's just junk everywhere. Yeah, there's just a lot of junk. But yeah, this is the command center. And I have a fan because it gets warm in here.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
That is the ship that runs the bigger ship.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the ship that runs the bigger ship.
He is the captain. I am the captain now.
He's the captain of the small ship
That runs the bigger ship.
Fair enough. Okay, so moving on to the next question here. How did you guys come up with the name? Anyone?
Actually, so that was actually kind of my thing.
Yeah.
I've been, for a very long time, I've been wanting to do something that, I felt like I was kind of contributing to. Even in, you know me, but people that are going to be watching this don't really know me that well, but I absolutely hate having a boss. So,
same.
hopefully trying to, move this forward into being our own bosses.
Mm-hmm.
But the name kind of was just because I really liked the name Bonzai. and I really wanted to do something with the whole word of bonsai. And so it was like days of trying to come up with a name and we were talking, me and Jordan, and I actually ended up going to like name generator places online, and for like company names and stuff like that. And one thing that wasn't taken was bonsai theory, because we spelled bonsai with a Z. So that's kind of how I came up with the name. And then Jordan came across, he knows a little bit more than I would at the moment, but everybody's heard of bonsai trees. So bonsai trees it's not only a word, it's kind of like a lifestyle in a way. It's basically like the whole thing of a bonsai tree is basically making a full-size tree in a miniature scale, which is kind of the same concept of what we're trying to do, of like, we're trying to make this small thing a big thing in a way. Kind of a weird way to think about it.
It also comes from like, we're trying to like cultivate something, and bonsai trees take a lot of work and care and everyday cultivation, and you have to be very careful and pay a lot of attention and be patient and all that stuff. So that's kind of where it came from, is that we knew it's going to be a long road, a hard road, it's going to be tedious, but we're going to have to cultivate it and care for it. And that's kind of where the idea kind of meshed with, like you said, bigger idea from a smaller thing and stuff like that.
I like that a lot, actually. That's something that I would not have known just by looking at the name, so.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting name, and there's nothing out there like that, so.
I mean, it's better than fucking Tilly TV.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere. Maybe we'll change it.
Maybe
we'll change it. The TV Tilly time, I don't know.
I thought of so many things, and Tilly TV is taken by other other channels, which I did not think was going to be a thing, because nobody is called Tilly. What is that? But it is actually common, so it's interesting. Okay, so next question here. Who would you like to have as a guest? Now, this is going to be relatively within like actual life, so you can't just be like, yeah, Michael Jackson or God, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a really good question. I've never even thought about like that far ahead. I guess for me personally, I would like to have like some kind of like famous musician on. I don't know about like either one of you. I don't think you guys necessarily care that much, but me personally, I think it'd be really cool if we have kind of like.
I thought you. Well, I guess yeah.
It's relatively. I mean, if you have like a mid-tier, let's say mid-tier here of famous people, and then maybe work your way up, but like something maybe in the next year or two that you might be able to achieve.
I have some ideas. I mean, I do have like smaller connections through people that I could probably do something and kind of mess with. But for me to feel comfortable with having somebody come on, I would want to like go forward a little bit more and kind of get more experience under our belts, and before we have somebody else besides you.
Yeah.
Like like mid-tier, like you said, within a year.
True. What about you? Do you have any idea of like someone that you would want to co-host or guest with you?
Not really.
No?
I bet my boyfriend's is gonna be the kind of funny crew. More than likely, he really likes them.
No, I don't. Maybe, but
I mean, it would be cool if
It would be cool.
Greg Miller came on or something like that.
yeah,
But,
Greg
like,
Miller would
like
be cool.
the likelihood of that happening, like as of right now, pretty low. But I mean, you never know. I guess.
Technically, right now would be a best time to do that, because
Really?
everyone's stuck at home and everyone's using Discord. So
I guess that's true. Yeah,
This is
So-
a good point.
that is a good point.
Okay. Next question here. Why did you start the podcast? What motivated you to actually like sit down and decide, I'm going to take my time, I'm going to take my money, and I'm going to invest into this?
Excuse me.
That's cute.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cutest burp you'll ever see. Really, it was kind of all of our ideas, but I don't want to take any kind of credit from like either one of them. But
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. Why did you personally decide that you wanted to be a part of it? And we'll ask the same question to all of you.
mainly because I'm tired of. I want to somehow contribute to something, and feel like I'm doing something with my life other than making somebody else millions of dollars. Makes sense? Like, not only for like myself, but like feel like I can help somebody else in some way, like even if it's just like hanging out, because I've been there, and I'm like if I honestly kind of wish I could just hang out with someone, even if I'm just not doing anything. Somebody could come and just like hang out with us and listen to us talk about nothing, because that's literally what we're going to be doing here in like the next probably 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if they just want to come and listen to a show about nothing, then they can. I don't care. Like, I would much rather just have some place that somebody can come and hang out and feel welcomed, and everybody just treat everybody great.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, the same goes for once you upload it to YouTube. It's the same kind of thing, especially with everyone being kind of stuck at home right now, is you can't hang out with anybody, but you can pull up a YouTube video or a podcast, and all of a sudden you're interacting with other people. You're commenting, you're liking, you're laughing at what's going on the podcast, like how I've spent probably the last couple of days just binging your guys' podcasts and like just cracking myself up. It's like I'm hanging out with you.
Yeah.
And that is a really cool thing, because when people can't do that and they get a little depressed or whatever, you know, it's nice to be able to have that connection, even if it's not person to person.
And I think it is kind of important to note, I actually don't come from a background of like listening to podcasts or anything.
Me neither.
That's actually him over there, the whole McMahon. The
McMahon.
The McMahon.
Yeah.
Is,
That's your new name.
So I think for me, it was probably when Dylan came to me and said he wanted to do something, and I don't know if it was. We were gonna do. I think it was gonna be more games focused, to be honest, at the beginning, right?
Yeah, it was.
But we decided let's do a podcast, and for me, the idea sounded fun because I could kind of be creative in the field that I've always enjoyed, which is technology. I love all of this stuff. That's why I have this giant room set up over here. Like, I did IT forever. I love computers. I love the technology, and being able to be creative and figure it out and how to make it look good and sound good and be fun just sounded like a blast.
Oh yeah, it's very
The
exciting.
idea of not having a boss also is pretty cool too.
Fuck yes. That is the goal.
Except for Dylan. Dylan would be my boss.
Well, fuck you, Dylan.
Yeah.
I
For me,
hope
it was
I'm a cool
more
boss.
of like wanting to do my own thing. Like the same thing with like wanting to be my own boss and everything. But it's more of like not having to rely on somebody else to get paid, like being able to not have to worry about getting laid off or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just being able to do it myself and feel a lot more independent, I guess.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. And I
Felt a lot
relate.
better.
I relate hard to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. That's really good, guys. You guys are doing great. Okay, next question. Favorite episode of your podcast so far and why?
Ooh. Do you have something? You can go ahead.
Am I blind in this scenario?
Oh, that one was really good.
I have
I
not
love
seen
that
that one
one.
yet.
So
That one was hilarious.
that one was actually, I think that was like maybe was that like
I
our
don't
fifth
remember.
one? Fifth
It
or
was
sixth?
killing me.
Hold on.
It
That
was
one
one of
was
our
so
earlier.
funny.
I think it might have been one of our earlier.
It's definitely one
ones.
of the earlier
Yeah.
ones.
It
But
was so funny.
we had. Fuck, was it Jesse? I think Jesse might have asked.
Jesse was there.
Yeah, Jesse might have asked us a question.
Yeah. And he kept
And
asking, am I blind in this scenario?
Yeah, because I was like, because I can't remember what the question was, but I was like,
It was
wait.
episode 4.
It was episode
Oh.
4.
Nice.
So I was like, wait, I have a question. Am I blind in this scenario? And he was like, what does that have to do with anything? Like,
It was awesome.
why would you need to be blind in this scenario? I don't understand. Like, so,
And then Dylan just kept asking that question. It just became an inside joke. He just kept being like, but am I blind in this scenario? It was so funny.
so
It was great. That was my favorite one.
we've
Okay.
got
It's very
some
fun to record.
pretty fun moments so far. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Jesse's, listening to Jesse's worst date was pretty funny too.
Ooh, what was that? What episode was that?
Oh, I think that one might
That's
have.
episode 7.
Yeah,
I have
episode
it
7.
up right now. It's fine.
Episode 7.
Nice.
That one's right at the end, and
We
Listen-
closed the podcast off with that story.
yeah, that was the last one that he had to him talk about, and it was one of the worst dates I think I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh no.
Really
So-
funny,
Might have ended with him driving away from her, watching her do a crack deal.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Spoilers, kids. You better go watch episode 7. I'll be back. I gotta go watch it too. Damn. What about you, Jordan? What was your favorite episode so far and why?
I'm looking at it, and I really think that I like the Guess That acronym just because I thought that was so fun. And we came up with some of the ridiculous things for the acronyms. And then when I dance, I look like I think it's pretty funny.
The newest, the one we have up to, that came one up on, I think on Saturday.
The hottest state in the solar system.
That was fun. That was a good one. Poor Cheyenne.
What's the hottest planet in the solar system? Arizona?
I was really confused by the title, and when that moment hit, I was dying. I was like, oh my god.
I didn't hear his question. I wasn't paying attention to his question that well.
Yep, that's what happens. You lose a second, you're just like, huh? Oh, that's good.
I wasn't all there.
It was so funny.
A dig.
Cheyenne's definitely given us some really good content.
Some quality. Mint.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Well, I guess you guys kind of already answered this question. This question was, what's your goal, or what would you count as success? But you guys have kind of already told me that it's like, you want it to be a company, you want it to be a thing where you can make money off of it and like be your own boss and have more independence over yourself and your life. Do you have any more like goals to reach, or like this is what success is, like views or how many videos you put up, things like that?
Well, I mean, we have, like, with everything that's like starting small, like we have smaller goals. Like Jordan set up a goal system for us, I think like February or something like that, of like being able to record and put out so many episodes within the year. And even though like we may not hit that goal, that's still something to strive towards. Like just a small like, oh yeah, we did that. But I know for me and her, we're kind of hoping this to be like a main thing, but allowing us both to kind of go off in a different direction as well as still doing something like this. Because I don't know, like we both have different, like, we both kind of have like the same view, but we both want to go into a different direction while still doing this main thing, which is just going to take a lot of time and energy and effort, and which is why we call it Bonzai theory, because it's going to take up a lot of dedication and stuff like that. So I mean, like, that's what I would say is like we have other goals. I'm not necessarily going to say anything, but we do have some future goals in mind that we want to go. But I guess to answer your point of success, I guess that's more subjective than anything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know, what would your answer be for that?
I don't know. I feel like success would be even just having like one fan, like one person.
Hi.
Likes.
Success.
Likes watching our videos. Yeah.
That's me.
Thanks, Tilly. You
So,
have
yeah,
given us the
thanks,
success we need.
Yes. I'm rooting you on.
Number one biggest fan.
Number one fan.
Because I've always wanted to help people, so
That's
having
one way.
somewhere to be, so like watching videos or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
So
oh yeah, I've felt the same way, exactly. So Jordan, do you have any specific like goals?
Survive.
No, it's more
The
like
goal is to survive.
I just want to be able to give them what they want, because I'm the kind of person that I don't really mind having like a career and a job with structure and all that stuff. Like I don't really, it's not that big of a deal for me.
Must
I mean,
be nice.
obviously, having my own, being my own boss and being able to make my own decisions and stuff would be cool. But I wasn't ever, it was more that like it was their passion and their excitement for it is what made me want to do it. So making it so that they can have what they want is really what I think would be success to me, is being able to help them get where they want.
That's really sweet. Ow. I like that.
Basically, in a nutshell, our success is his success.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, fair enough. So, next thing is, okay, I haven't watched all of the episodes because there's been a lot and I have to catch up.
Yeah.
And since I didn't know about this until a fucking month ago.
You're welcome. If only I could just put like the gif of from Maui. It's just, you're welcome.
I'll try.
You're welcome.
Bam. Did you guys ever do a, like, get to know me segment or anything to have your audience know, like, who you are, what you're about, or, like, anything that we've kind of gone over in this interview?
No, but that would be a good idea. That would be something you could do.
See, I agree, but I would honestly, I think that would be more of like when we get like a smaller fan base of like, hey, we have all these questions, and then we could sit down and like, these are the most frequent questions that have been asked that we can answer if anybody wants to know. That's the way I would, because I've already thought about something like that, and that's the way I would want to go about it. That would obviously need more discussion between the three of us, but I mean, that's something that's definitely that I have thought about. So
Great.
I don't know, trying to answer just blatantly of like, this is who we are, you know what I mean? Like, I work better when people ask me questions so I can give them the answers that they would want, I guess.
I mean, that's very obvious because you're doing great. But, I mean, yeah, I've thought about doing the same type of thing. I'm not sure if I've ever done a get to know me vlog, but I think making a game out of it on a podcast would be really fun. Like making a get to know me kind of game and have a segment of it, maybe like half of your podcast is that, half of your podcast is the other topic or whatever.
I mean, that could definitely be something that you could bring to the table.
I mean, if this is a regular thing and I come on the podcast more, I'd love to come in with a game and be able to help you guys out and be able to get your fan base to know who you guys are and what you're about. I think that's great.
I mean,
which is also kind of the point of this video. So.
There is at some point, I can't remember what video it was. I think it was called Let's Be Nice to Each Other. I can't remember what episode it was called or what.
It was called Let's Be Nice. I think it was 5 or 6.
Yeah, it was 5 or 6 where we just went around the table and I had everybody give everybody a compliment and why they thought that. So I mean, in like that kind of small sense, yes, but we've never gone into like incredibly deep on anything.
Okay.
So
gotcha. Look at that camera. Look at it go. Look at that McMahon. Okay, last question I have for you guys is anything that you would want your audience to know, whether it's now or maybe once you guys have like a fan base that's more prominent later on, anything that you would just want them to know.
We love you.
Aw.
We love you all.
We love you too.
And if we have a fan base, just know your success is our success. And I mean, hopefully this is a long-lasting thing and we're able to keep going. I mean, I don't see any kind of stopping. I only see hurdles of all of us just having to jump together. But I mean, that's to be expected when doing something like this. I mean, I could give you a full-on reason of what all of this stuff is and how I got it or anything. I mean, there are things that you just have to do to get by, and that's all that matters. If you want to do something like that. That was a weird answer, but
I dig it.
Yeah, that's good.
Welcome.
I want them to know that we are here for them, and I want people to think of us as like friends, so they can ask us anything, and we'll answer all their questions.
See, I love that too.
Oh, talk shit, you get shot.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Hey, okay, we went from 0 to 100 real quick. Okay, Jordan. Save it here.
What I want the people that watch this to know.
Yeah.
You keep watching, we'll keep posting.
Hey, there you go. Short, sweet, and to the point.
Yeah.
Constructive criticism.
Oh, yeah,
Not
yeah,
just
yeah.
being rude.
Don't be dicks, guys. Don't be dicks, alright? If I'm sending you from my channel and you come and be dicks, Dylan's gonna shoot you.
Hey, we have to duct tape everything together here, okay? And that's what makes it great.
That is true. It's all about the experience. Alright, guys. Well, I mean, I should probably turn my camera around, but fuck it. We'll just end it like this. I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope that this was enjoyable for you to watch. It was enjoyable for me to film. I hope that this answered a lot of your questions and gave you a cool view about the Bonzai Theory podcast and the lovely people who host it and create it. And make sure to go over to their channel and give them tons of thumbs up, subscribe, all that good shit. And then, I guess you could do the same for me, I don't know. But
Cool, do it.
But, yeah, so I will hopefully see you guys soon, and be good, be safe, peace out.